People have definitely been up and down with Star Wars on the big screen, but when it comes to Star Wars on the small screen through Disney Plus, things have been looking very, very good. I love The Mandalorian and The Bad Batch. Now there's an anthology series called Star Wars Visions out there, and this is a show where Lucasfilm said, look, let's give the brand, let's give the mythology of Star Wars to 7 different anime studios and let them create completely original ideas in the Star Wars galaxy. And they won't feature characters that we know, but they will have some familiar elements and a sense of how Star Wars ripples through the universe. And it was a brilliant idea. You can just sit back and get lost in these tales and this unique vantage point, and they're all so freaking good. What I want to do is I want to break them all down per mini episode because they're shorts. They're, maybe about 12 minutes to 20 minutes or something like that. None of them are super long. They've all been released at the same time, and you can consume them all in one go. It's a lot of information, a lot of characters, a lot of different stories coming at you, but holy crap, they are gorgeous, and each in their own distinct way. The first episode, I think, is my favorite out of all of them. It's called The Duel, and what they've done is, very much like a Kurosawa type movie. It's in black and white, except for little elements that start to kind of erupt as the story goes on. And essentially, it is a magnificent lightsaber duel between a Jedi, kind of a samurai-infused Jedi, and a Sith Dark Lord that comes to this village. And there's a lot of carnage, but this Jedi kind of steps up and says, nope, I got this. And he pulls out this badass sword, and it's just such an epic scene, and it's such a beautifully crafted moment. I got chills when I watched the duel. Absolutely incredible. I would give that specific episode a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10 and say, I'm all in, and everybody should watch Star Wars Visions. Kind of sucks that was my favorite out of them all, though, because it was the first one that I saw. But everything else is still really, really cool. The second episode is about a cute little rock band that has created music that has started to resonate across the galaxy. And it culminates in a concert that this rock band has to play on Mos Espa, where the pod races happened. And Jabba the Hutt is one of the characters that is watching this music go down. And it was pretty cool. Joseph Gordon-Levitt actually is the star of this episode, and he's got to belt out a song and a couple of songs in the thing. So it's a very unique twist, a unique take, but there's a tremendous amount of fun and cool energy in this episode. The third episode is called The Twins, and this one's a bit of a trip because it takes place after episode 9, and it's about these twins that kind of create a new paradigm, this new dark side of the Force. And it's a trippy examination of what brings them together and what rips them apart. There's some beautiful, spectacular effects in it, but it's short, and it's such a tease for what may come later that I felt a little bit like, okay, show me more. But it is profoundly beautiful, just like all of these different episodes. The fourth episode is called The Village Bride, and this is all about the pageantry of this off-world Star Wars planet celebrating a wedding that is coming up. But then there's an interesting twist that comes up towards the end, and it ends up in a cool Star Wars fight, but it's really an interesting kind of more introspective, more ceremonial kind of an episode. It was really well crafted, and there's a lot of beautiful, slower moments in this particular episode. I really enjoyed The Village Bride. The fifth episode is called The Ninth Jedi, and I think this was probably my second favorite out of the bunch here. It's about a lightsaber swordsmith crafting lightsabers and enlisting the help of his daughter, who has to deliver the lightsabers to a bunch of Jedi that are forming and kind of reforming. They've been called to this specific place. This show also takes place after the events of Rise of Skywalker, so it's post Episode 9, and it's kind of the idea that the Jedi are coming back. It's an incredibly well done episode, and Simu Liu actually plays the swordsmith, which was pretty cool. Episode 6 is called TOB1, and there's no mistaking it. This is a love letter to the idea of Astro Boy. It's basically, Astro Boy in the Star Wars universe. We have an older Jedi that has been taking care of droids for a long time, and then eventually really requires the help of TOB1 in a really substantial way, and there's some amazing action bits in this thing. It's a little bit more cutesy and cartoony and colorful, a little more kid-friendly, but that doesn't take away any of the cool. Absolutely a stunning episode. Episode 7 of Star Wars Visions is called The Elder, and I think this is my third favorite of this roundup of episodes. And I really hope that there are more. This is a great idea. It's about a Jedi Master and his Padawan. They have gone to a planet, and they sense a dark presence who ends up becoming this elder who looks really like he's not much of a threat at all, but then turns out to be substantial, and there's some really heavy things that happen. Stunning action sequences, and it just looks amazing. This is a standout episode. Episode 8 of Star Wars Visions is called Lop and Ocho, and this is a really interesting one because it starts off super cute. We've got a little bunny alien hybrid character that gets adopted by this father-daughter family, and so the three of them become this new family. And then we travel through time, and we see the strains on the family, and then we see the differences of opinion between the daughter Ocho and her father, and then Lop, who they've adopted, sort of gets caught in the middle and just wants them to get along. And it's heavy. It gets heavy. Even though it's cute, it's like, wow, man, they really go to some dark places, and it's an examination of what would happen, in a literal Star Wars universe where we've got the Empire kind of ripping families apart. Really, really well done. And honestly, it's another one of these episodes where you go, I want more. I want them to keep following this. Maybe get a full film based around these characters. The 9th episode is called Akikiri, and it's another love story set across the Star Wars backdrop, and it also really examines that delicate balance between the light and dark side of the Force in some pretty dramatic ways. It's also a pretty sweeping tale in 15 minutes or something like that. It goes by fast, but you see a lot in this show, including the characters traipsing across this planet on what look to be like chocobo. And that's another thing about all 9 of these episodes, is that they're all flavored a little bit differently. You see a lot of ancient Japanese style costuming, which really sort of aligns well with the Jedi robes and stuff. But also the villages have a distinct look to them. There's a great deal of time spent in the woods and in nature in a bunch of these episodes. It has a different flair. It has a different feel, but it all is distinctly Star Wars. And I can't believe just how successful this exercise was. And I really want Lucasfilm to try this again with maybe some other kinds of artists and animators and filmmakers based around the world. Who knows where they can take Star Wars. One thing is for sure, Star Wars is an international sensation, and it's beloved by so many creators out there. And Star Wars Visions really, really represents that in a beautiful way. I'm going to give this first season of Star Wars Visions a 9.5 out of 10. It is not to be missed.